In the heart of Mexico, where history and faith are deeply intertwined, cathedrals rise like timeless guardians of devotion. Their towers pierce the skies of bustling plazas, quiet colonial streets, and ancient cities that have stood for centuries. These cathedrals are not only places of prayer, they are living museums of faith, culture, and identity. Each one tells a story written in stone and gold, in legends and miracles, in songs and processions that have never ceased. To visit Mexico is to encounter this sacred heritage, and to walk into one of its great cathedrals is to step into the soul of the nation. Today, we are going on a journey through the very best of them, 10 Catholic cathedrals that embody the beauty and devotion of Mexico. Stay with me until the end, because what you will see in the last cathedral is unlike anything else in the entire continent. And as we move from one to the next, you will find not only breathtaking architecture, but also stories that have shaped the heart of Catholic life in Mexico for centuries. If you enjoy this topic, please remember to like, share, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Let us begin with the most famous of them all, a cathedral and shrine that draws more pilgrims than almost any other holy site on earth. Number 1. The Basilica of Our Lady of Guadalupe in Mexico City is the spiritual heart of the nation. Every year, more than 20 million pilgrims come here, making it the most visited Catholic shrine in the Americas. The story goes back to 1531, when the Virgin Mary appeared to a humble indigenous man named Juan Diego. She asked him to build a church in her honor. And to prove her words, she caused her image to appear miraculously on his cloak, known as the Ilma. This image has defied centuries of study and remains intact to this day, preserved above the altar where millions of faithful pass by on moving walkways just to gaze at her face. The modern basilica, built in 1976, is designed to welcome massive crowds. With its circular design and wide interior, it can hold up to 10,000 worshippers at once. Just steps away, the old Baroque basilica still stands, a masterpiece of the 18th century. What makes Guadalupe more than a building is the way it unites people. The Virgin appeared with the face and clothing of an indigenous woman, reminding the people of Mexico that their culture and their faith were not enemies, but one story woven together. Her image has been carried on banners in wars, painted on murals in cities, and worn on the hearts of believers across the generations. To stand before her shrine is to feel the weight of 500 years of hope and love. It is more than a cathedral. It is the beating heart of Mexico's Catholic soul. Number 2, the Metropolitan Cathedral. Yet Mexico City holds not only this great shrine, but also one of the most extraordinary cathedrals in the entire continent. Rising on the edge of the vast Zócalo, the main square of the capital, the Metropolitan Cathedral of the Assumption took nearly 3 centuries to complete. Construction began in 1573, would not be finished until the early 1800s. This long history left its mark on the design. The cathedral carries the strength of Gothic foundations, the drama of Baroque altars, and the calm dignity of neoclassical additions. Entering its doors is like stepping into a living timeline where every column, chapel, and painting whispers of different eras of Mexico's journey. Inside, 16 chapels unfold like treasures, each with altars, statues, and sacred art that reflect the devotion of centuries. The altar of the kings, dazzling with gold leaf, rises like a vision of heaven itself, filling the sanctuary with a light that feels almost unearthly. The 2 monumental pipe organs, once among the most powerful in the Americas, still stand as witnesses to generations of worship. This cathedral was not only a spiritual home but also the backdrop to royal ceremonies, colonial power, and the nation's great transformations. Over the years, its massive structure began to sink into the soft soil of Mexico City. But modern engineering has saved it, ensuring its endurance for centuries to come. Stand before it is to see the largest cathedral in Latin America, but to step inside is to feel the heartbeat of a people who refuse to let faith or history fade. For travelers, it is not just a work of architecture. It is a living testament to survival, resilience, and the power of tradition. Number 3. The Cathedral of Puebla, officially called the Cathedral of Our Lady of the Immaculate Conception, is one of the most majestic churches in the country. Construction began in 1575 and stretched on for more than 70 years. The final touches completed in the 18th century. Its twin bell towers, soaring to more than 240 feet, remain the tallest in Mexico. They dominate the skyline of Puebla, a city whose beauty has earned it recognition as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. But what sets this cathedral apart is the legend that surrounds it. When the time came to place the massive main altar in its proper spot, it was said to be too heavy for men to lift. According to tradition, angels themselves descended from heaven and placed it there, giving Puebla its nickname as the City of Angels. Inside, the cathedral is just as breathtaking as the story suggests. Its vast interior is filled with soaring vaults, marble columns, and side chapels adorned with paintings by some of the greatest artists of colonial Mexico. The main altar, designed by the famous sculptor Manuel Tolsa, gleams with neoclassical elegance, a perfect balance of harmony and grandeur. Thousands gather here for processions that fill the streets with candles, statues, and hymns that echo through the night. The cathedral is not just a place of worship. It is the soul of Puebla itself, every detail speaks of. To walk through its doors is to witness both the glory of the Baroque and the endurance of Catholic tradition in Mexico. Number 4. The Cathedral of Guadalajara, officially dedicated to the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary, is one of the most iconic landmarks in the country. Story begins in 1561, when King Philip II of Spain ordered the construction of a grand cathedral that would reflect the importance of this growing city in colonial New Spain. Completed in 1618, the building quickly became the spiritual and civic heart of Guadalajara. But the cathedral's history has not been without struggle. Earthquakes in 1818, 1849, and 1932 shook its walls, toppling the original Renaissance style. Rather than replicate them, architects chose to rebuild in a striking new form. In the 19th century, they erected neo-Gothic spires covered in brilliant yellow tiles, designed so distinctive that it became the emblem of Guadalajara. These slender towers rise above the historic center, shining in the sun and glowing under the night sky, instantly recognizable to anyone who sees them. Inside, the cathedral is no less impressive. The soaring ribbed vaults draw the eyes upward, reminding visitors of Europe's Gothic masterpieces. While the side chapels reflect a blend of Baroque and neoclassical ornamentation, each chapel holds treasures, gilded altars, oil paintings, statues of saints, and relics that have been venerated by generations of believers. Among the most celebrated artworks is a 17th-century painting of the Assumption of the Virgin, a piece that embodies both technical mastery and profound faith. This mixture of styles is a reflection of Guadalajara itself, a city where tradition and renewal have always walked hand in hand. Yet the cathedral is more than its architecture. To stand before its yellow-tiled spires is to feel the resilience of a community that has endured earthquakes and trials, yet continues to rise again, stronger and more beautiful each time. Number 5. The Cathedral of Morelia, dedicated to the Transfiguration of the Lord, is one of the most remarkable religious monuments in the country. Construction began in 1660 and continued for more than 80 years, finally completed in 1744. Built entirely of pink quarry stone, this unique material gives the cathedral a living character, as if the very stone breathes with the rhythm of the city. Stepping inside, visitors encounter a world of artistry and devotion. The main altar gleams with gold, while the side chapels are adorned with paintings and sculptures that date back to the colonial era. Among the cathedral's most prized treasures is its monumental German pipe organ, installed in the early 20th century. With more than 4,000 pipes, it is one of the largest and most powerful instruments in Latin America, filling the vast interior with waves of sound that seem to lift the soul heavenward. Statues of saints, intricate carvings, and devotional imagery line the walls, each piece a reminder of the faith and creativity of the artisans who built them. But Morelia's cathedral is not just a museum of sacred art, it is a living sanctuary. Every Sunday, processions of the faithful fill its aisles, and during feast days, the plaza outside comes alive with fireworks, music, and light shows that merge civic pride with religious devotion. The cathedral has become the centerpiece of Morelia's public life, a place where faith and culture converge. To walk its nave is to feel centuries of prayer echoing in the stones. Number 6. The Cathedral of Zacatecas, completed in 1772, celebrated as one of the greatest achievements of Baroque architecture in the Americas. Its facade, carved entirely from pink sandstone, rises like an immense tapestry of faith. Alive with detail, saints stand in their niches, angels unfold their wings. How vines and flowers curl upward, and biblical scenes seem to emerge from the stone as if alive. Yet here it achieves a harmony that is nothing short of breathtaking. UNESCO has praised the facade as one of the finest Baroque works in the world, a testament to the artistry and devotion of the 18th century craftsmen who built it. The wealth of Zacatecas, once one of the richest mining centers of the Spanish Empire, has made such extravagance possible, and the cathedral became the crowning jewel of the city. But while the exterior dazzles with exuberance, the interior tells a different story. In contrast to the intricate facade, the inside of the cathedral is marked by restraint and serenity. Side chapels provide quiet spaces for prayer and reflection, their simplicity allowing the soul to find rest. This balance between the ornate exterior and the tranquil interior is part of the cathedral's genius. Each carving, each statue, each detail of stonework tells a story of devotion, sacrifice, and identity. To stand before the cathedral is to gaze upon a monument that reflects the height of colonial Mexico's wealth and artistic ambition. Kneel within it is to feel the humility and peace that only true worship can bring. Number 7. The Cathedral Basilica of San Luis Potosi, begun in 1670, is one of the most distinctive religious landmarks in central Mexico. Its facade is unlike any other, for set within its stone front are 12 apostles carved from gleaming white Carrara marble imported from Italy. Inside, the richness continues. Chapels filled with paintings, statues, and relics surround the main altar, which itself commands attention with its elaborate ornamentation and spiritual power. The cathedral is not only a masterpiece of art, but also the beating heart of San Luis Potosi's cultural and religious life. Facing the central plaza, it has been the stage for countless public expressions of faith. During Holy Week, the square outside becomes a sea of candles, processions, and solemn reenactments of the Passion of Christ. Generations of families gather here to honor traditions that date back centuries, their prayers and songs weaving together past and present. The sound of the cathedral's bells echoes across the city, marking not only liturgical hours, but also civic milestones. For centuries, the people of San Luis Potosi have looked to this cathedral as their spiritual anchor. To visit the cathedral is to encounter a place where art, history, and faith merge seamlessly into one powerful witness of devotion. Number 8. The Cathedral of Our Lady of the Assumption in Oaxaca was first built in the 16th century. But like the city itself, it has endured repeated earthquakes that toppled towers and cracked walls. Each time, the people rebuilt, refusing to let their faith or their sacred house of worship be lost. The cathedral we see today was largely completed in the 18th century, rebuilt stronger and more enduring than before. What sets it apart is the stone from which it was made. Carved from green cantera, a volcanic stone quarried from nearby hills. Its facade glows with shifting hues of pale gray to emerald depending on the light. This gives the cathedral a living character, as if it breathes with the earth beneath it. Stepping inside, one is struck by its Baroque beauty, ornate altars, gilded carvings, and chapels adorned with statues of saints and angels. Ceilings draw the eyes upward, while candlelight flickers across sacred images that have inspired devotion for generations. Yet Oaxaca's cathedral is more than architecture. It is deeply woven into the life of the city, a place where Catholic faith and indigenous tradition meet. Nowhere is this more visible than during the Guelaguetza, Oaxaca's great festival. In this celebration, dances, music, and indigenous costumes fill the streets, and Catholic processions join with native traditions to create something unique to this land. The cathedral becomes the focal point of this fusion, a reminder that faith in Mexico has always been a story of encounter. Where Catholicism absorbed and embraced indigenous beauty instead of erasing it, it is not only a house of God but also a living stage where two worlds continue to walk together in faith. Number 9. The Cathedral Basilica of the Immaculate Conception in Durango. This began construction in 1695 and was not fully finished until. During that time, architectural styles changed, empires rose and fell, and Mexico itself gained independence. All of these transformations left their mark on the cathedral's design. The lower portion of the facade is pure Baroque, filled with dramatic carvings, twisting columns, and statues of saints looking down from their niches. The later additions show the calm order of neoclassical symmetry, creating a balance between exuberance and restraint. Together they form a facade that is both powerful and elegant, a true reflection of the centuries-long journey of its creation. The twin towers rise proudly above the city, visible from miles away, acting as both guardians and guides. The cathedral unfolds into a space of devotion and artistry. Golden altars gleam beneath soft light, while paintings depict biblical stories and the lives of saints with remarkable detail. Each chapel bears the mark of a different generation, showing how faith was handed down and renewed across centuries. Among its treasures are sculptures carved with extraordinary craftsmanship, their lifelike forms inspiring prayer and reflection. To walk inside is to encounter the faith of countless generations, layered like the stones that built. A reminder that the Catholic heart of northern Mexico still beats strong. Number 10. Mérida Cathedral Sandú. The Cathedral of San Ildefonso in Mérida, Yucatan, completed in 1598. Occupies a place unlike any other in the Americas. It is the oldest cathedral built on the mainland of the New World. Its very stones hold, within them, the layered history of conquest, faith, and cultural encounter. For the blocks that make up its walls were taken from dismantled Maya pyramids repurposed to re-raise a new temple in honor of Christianity. This act alone makes the cathedral a living witness to the meeting, and at times the clash of two civilizations. One ancient and indigenous, the other arriving with Spain's colonization. Its exterior, designed in the sober Spanish Renaissance style, appears more like a fortress than a palace, with thick walls and a commanding presence that reflects the uncertainties of its age. Yet in its austerity lies a dignity that has endured for more than 4 centuries, making it one of the most important symbols of Catholicism in the Americas. Inside, the atmosphere deepens into solemn majesty. The Cristo de la Unidad, one of the largest wooden crucifixes in the world, towering above the faithful, this immense crucifix is not merely a work of art, but a profound statement, a call to unity, reconciliation, and peace between peoples whose histories were bound together in both pain and hope. Its presence transforms the cathedral from a simple monument of stone into a place where faith actively speaks into the story of humanity. While Mérida's cathedral lacks the ornate splendor of Mexico's later Baroque masterpieces, its power lies in what it represents. To walk beneath its vated ceilings is to touch the dawn of Catholicism in the New World. When the faith first took root in American soil and began shaping the spiritual life of entire continents. Here in the heart of Mérida, the Cathedral of San Ildefonso does more than preserve history. It embodies it. Every stone whispers of the Maya who once built pyramids for their gods, and every candle lit within its walls testifies to the endurance of Catholic devotion. Though less adorned than many of Mexico's grand cathedrals, its historical weight is unmatched, making it a place where the past and present of the Americas converge. And so our journey through Mexico's cathedrals comes to an end here at the very roots of Catholic Mexico. Yet as this chapter closes, another waits to unfold. For if Mexico's cathedrals astonished with their faith, resilience, and artistry, what greater wonders might await across the ocean in Europe, where the story of the Church first began. Before you go, if this journey through faith and history inspired you, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next chapter in our exploration of the world's most remarkable Catholic landmarks. Your support helps us continue bringing these stories to life.